Hey, what is up guys? It is Slick, or Slickmoff here, back again with another video. Thank you all so much for watching today. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you end up enjoying it, and subscribe if you haven't already for all of the latest and greatest DC video game updates and news. So today I want to talk about the Game Awards, future for WB Montreal into 2019, and a couple other topics of the like. So one thing that's important to get out of the way, just straight out of the gate, is that WB Montreal will not be at the Game Awards, and contrary to previous years, we actually didn't get any leaks suggesting that they would be there, or any, Reddit posts to kind of get fans excited. There really was nothing this year, and they just outright said that they were not going to be there. But one thing that is worth considering, that was actually this tweet that I made was retweeted by a developer at the studio, kind of corroborating this, is that for the past 3 years there have been Reddit leaks of varying credibility or whatever, or reports, or this guy says this or whatever, but there's never really been any official teasing from the WB Games staff, any people actually making any public statements about the game. And while they haven't come out and said what the game actually is, WB Games Montreal staffers have done two things. The first of all is they've done this sort of redacted campaign where they're teasing, they're making a tweet about the game, but of course where the name of the game is, they have it as redacted in brackets. So that's one thing that they're doing. Another thing is just broadly, tweeting about it, and like I said, interacting with fans a bit more. Like I said, that one game developer retweeted a tweet for me saying the same thing, saying that, for the first time, WB Game Montreal devs are, actually kind of promoting things. We saw a WB Games Montreal dev wearing what appears to be a Court of Owls t-shirt. And if you remember from, some potential lingerings early on regarding the game, and that the Court of Owls would potentially be a part of the game. Namely, Talon and other characters of the like. So that's also, worth considering as well. So I think that this is actually really a great sign, because what it shows is that, at least compared to previous years, where, radio silence, right, from the entire WB staff for the most part, at least as far as I'm aware, now they're interacting more with the community. They are kind of teasing things a little bit more, which can seem kind of mean at first, but it really isn't, actually. What it's demonstrating is that, to one degree or another, we're getting closer to an announcement. And that's obviously a great sign. I'm not in the business of predicting when we will get an announcement, because, I've played that game and lost many times. So I'm not going to say that, but all I can say is that the sooner the better. Early 2019 would be absolutely phenomenal. The game releasing in 2019 would be absolutely incredible. I could, certainly see the game releasing in late 2019. Not much before then, but one thing to note is that if the game is announced in early 2019, then we would expect the game to come out in late 2019. Looking at the other scheduling, particularly the gap between announcement and release for previous DC video games, namely the Batman Arkham games, where announcement would come roughly 6 months before the intended release date. Arkham Knight obviously was an exception because it got delayed, but large in part, there is not a large amount of, this, we're not talking about Death Stranding or Final Fantasy or anything like that, where, you announce a game and it comes out a decade later on a different platform than it was initially supposed to, right? It just doesn't really work that way. So that's one thing that I can say is maybe even a little bit of a positive about delaying. While we're all very eager to get a CGI trailer and just get an announcement and confirmation, there is something to be said of actually withholding it, because they very well could have announced, let's say, 2 years ago, the trailer. But imagine how bad we would be itching right now, knowing what it was, already analyzing the trailer to the greatest extent possible. I know that's what I would have done anyway. And then 2 years of radio silence. We would have been like, what the hell? You dropped a trailer and then completely, seemingly abandoned us for 2 years, right? So that is one benefit. Once we get the trailer, the ball hopefully will be really rolling, and we'll be closer than ever to announcement. So point of this video is to announce that we have some WB Montreal devs teasing us a little bit. Court of Owls reassurance of some previous mumblings that we've heard about the game that may be corroborating that this is indeed a Batman game, which is really the most important thing to me. We know they're making 2 DC games, but really I would love for at least one of them to be a Batman game. And indeed, I really do believe that that will be the case. And, regarding their announcement, early 2019 would be absolutely phenomenal. Maybe in a couple months we could be due for one. But it's worth, you know, not necessarily holding our breath. And it's always worth considering that they don't necessarily need any, you know, event to announce a game. I mean, certainly they could wait for E3, but they could go to a smaller event, or they could just drop the trailer. I mean, you know, lead up to it on Twitter and say in 3 days we're dropping the trailer. People will get excited. So they really don't need to wait for E3. If the trailer's ready to drop in early 2019, you know, I think that they should really just go ahead and do it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan and I want the trailer early. It's just that, especially if you're revealing a Batman game, I mean, like, what the hell do you need E3 for as a platform to promote your game? You know, it's a Batman game. People are going to look at it. It's going to trend worldwide, go viral on Twitter, go viral on Facebook. You don't need, like, E3 to kind of set the stage for this announcement, so to speak. So, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is SlickMoth, and I'll see you guys in the next video.